Welcome back. This is still the Polity, reaching you live from Abuja. I've been joined in the studio now by Mr. Tajudeen Ahmad Tijjani. He's a policy analyst to do some justice on the state of the nation and issues that are bound as of today, the 27th of November 2023. Good afternoon, welcome to the program.
Afternoon, my brother.
It's good to have you back once again.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's start with comments we've been seeing. From the presidency, the assistant to the president, particularly on media, Ajuri Ngelale, has said that security has been better under President Tinubu. I'd like to get your thoughts on that statement. For such a simple statement, it has caused some level of controversy because there are people who agree vehemently and there are those disagreeing and there are others who don't even know what's going on.
Well, it depends on how someone view it. Ajuri Ngelale is a spokesperson to the president, and you know that whatever he will do, he will try to defend his government. In order to do, we expect some level of sanity from him. We expect him to speak the truth to power. We expect him to tell the president what is really on ground, so that Nigerians should give maximum support to the presidency. Though if you look at the issue at hand on the issue of security, I think I have wrote on several occasions regarding the issue of security in the country. But if you look at it, we have 6 geopolitical zones from the northeast, northwest, north central, south, east, south, south. So if you look at when the former president, before he left, if you look at the issue of northeast in particular, the issue of security in the northeast, you look at the issue of Boko Haram, it has been long we have not had issue of, though we are not praying for such, we are always praying that let our security overcome the situation, let them subdue the criminals element all over the country. We have had so much about the improvement of security in the northeast. I think on this issue I can align with the spokesperson to the president, Ajuri Ngelale, to some extent. We have had this relative peace in the northeast. If you look at the Borno State, Yobe State, though I cannot say the issue of security has been 100% that is expected. There are some discrepancy in some instances whereby Boko Haram took advantage to, or the ICC something group, they took advantage in the porous border we have to launch some attack to our nation. Though we are optimistic that the security, let's give kudos to our security agencies. They are trying their best to see that they curtail of such breaches. If you come back to northwest, we have problem, and I wrote on several occasions regarding Abuja, Kano Express Road, that we all have issue of kidnapping. It has been long since, to be sincere, to be frank, what is going on. It has been long. You have not had the issue of kidnapping in the. We hope and pray that let it be something of the past.
But do you think it's a case that is not happening, or it's a case where it's not taking center stage reporting because of all the political issues and the judiciary and the elections? There have been even off-cycle elections.
No, I can't agree with that. It is something that the security agencies are trying their best to see that they have curtailed this. I am following that road. I know what is going on. Nobody can tell me secondhand. I have first-hand information of what is going on there. But if you go to deeply in the northwest, that is the Zamfara axis, Katsina axis, we hope the security agencies will try their best to see that they have curtailed everything. We have had the issue whereby some of our people has to pay some levy to these heartless headmen, these heartless unscrupulous kidnappers, that before they can be able to access their pumps. We are hoping that this should be a between of us. Everyone that has issue with the security, everybody should come on board so that to see that we are fast with this issue. If you look, there is relative peace in the Niger region. The oil tape that we are hearing, it has a little bit drastically, though it is still going on. We hope that the security agencies will do their best, and not only on their part, we are calling the government to give them maximum support, to give them all that they needed, all the requirement, the sophisticated weapon they needed, the intelligence gathered they needed. Though you cannot fight security one way around. I have said on several occasions that people must be involved. Community leaders must be involved. Our traditional leaders, everyone has something to it. Indeed, when everybody come on board to give maximum assistance, to give cooperation to the security agencies, and government should ensure that it has been funding the security agencies so that for them to perform to the maximum capacity what is expected of them, then I think the country will be secured. So I can say I agree to some extent that we have relative peace in most of the part of the country, though we are hoping that let it sustain. We are hoping that let everybody has the ability to go to his normal business so that our economy can strive. You know, you cannot have security, you cannot have economy will not flourish better without security. So the cardinal principle of every government is to secure the land, it is secure the people's property and their lives so that people can have legitimate business doing, they can go out freely so that they can improve on the economy. So without security you cannot go anywhere. We are calling on the government not to relent on its effort. Let it continue giving its best to see that this country is square so that our country will be better, so that our country can flourish to the community of the nations that we can be proud of. Nigeria is square so that investors can come in and give their own. You know, our investors will be scared away if the country is not scared. So for the government that I have seen the president going here and there all over the world so that to secure investors to come in and invest in our country. You cannot invest without security. So for him to fulfill his promises, for him to so that Nigerians can give him maximum support, Nigerians can give him second chance when he seek re-election, he has to show to the world, he has to show to prove to the Nigerians that he is up to the task, that he can be able to secure this country, he can work investor. But there is an issue of economy that
yes, I was just about to get there.
All right.
When it comes to the economy, the CBN governor, Mr. Cardoso, just about a day or two ago during an annual conference, spoke about what the effects of some policies by the previous government had on this current economy. And apparently, from his explanation, it seems as though the CBN was basically crossing its own boundaries and its own powers, where it ought to focus on monetary, it would focus on fiscal and things of that nature. So particularly, he said, let me get the numbers correctly. The case of 43 items where Forex was restricted in the past administration, that it led to the loss of $1.4 billion revenue in Nigeria. Now, you spoke about the government trying to make, put security in order so investors can return. It just reminded me of something that happened recently with a very major pharmaceutical company exiting Nigeria. And I recall part of the reasons are due to some issues with Forex and how it's being, basically there's some issues with the economy in terms of policies and the results. Now, because of that, what happened with the company leaving, a medicine that usually sells, or a drug that sells for a certain price now sells for times 4, times 5 that price, which means that the average Nigerian who is, yes, and so that now goes from economy to health, So the question now is, what do you make of the economic policies we are seeing, and how long do you think it will take for us to start to see a reversal? Because as we are seeing on all the headlines, Cardoso to unveil plan, which is to say that he hasn't actually formulated something concrete, but is set to do that.
Well, I beg to disagree with what he said, that everybody knows that our economy is in comatose. Everybody knows. If you look at it, the average Nigerian cannot understand the figures that they are quoting. What average Nigerian is expected from the government is that let him have enabling environment for his business to thrive. Let Nigerians not feel hungry. So the issue of we do not vote for this government or Cardoso that he is appointee of the president to come and start complaining that there is issue. Everybody knows that our economy is in comatose. We need action. We need the CBN governor and his team to work to formulate a policies that will make business to thrive, that average Nigerian cannot be crying wolf that he is hungry, that the food items are beyond the reach of average Nigerian. If you look at, we don't expect, if Nigerians are not hungry, they cannot fall sick. Mostly sickness arise due to hunger. So we do not expect that the issue of price of pharmaceutical things are going up, skyrocketed, in the sense that they are beyond the reach of the average Nigerian. This is unacceptable.
What do you think, the citizens can do? Because a lot of this just seems out of reach or out of the control of the average person. I say this because when some of these policies, which have turned out to not have been good ideas, were proffered in the last administration, we saw a host of people, even experts, saying this is the best thing. When President Muhammad Buhari locked the borders, the intention was to ensure that Nigerians begin to, make and create at home. And the issue wasn't the best in terms of the fact that you need both at the same time. You can't completely say do this at home while stopping imports. It just makes it more expensive, so to speak. But the point is, all Nigerians could do was watch. And now we have a new CBN governor who is going to bring what he believes is also the right thing. The question is it already too late for Nigerians to have a say in any of these things? It's just for us to just sit back and watch and hope that the policies work? Or is there a way for citizens to begin to express their displeasure?
No, Nigerians have every right to express their displeasure in every policy that government is trying to put in place. Like I say, let me come back to the issue of fuel subsidy. The experts have been saying that when the subsidy is being removed, Nigeria will be free from this and that. Nigeria cannot afford it. The question is, what are the policies, what are the parameters that the government put in place to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal? What are the policies that the government is put when things are banned? Are we ready? Have we call other investors to come so that we can be independent of so many things that we are saying that Nigeria has banned it? Are we, the government, is the government ready to implement things that Nigerians can afford to buy all that they are needed? Is there enabling environment for Nigerians to go to farm and implement? Is there farm implement, modern farm implement, that we can be able to go to farm our land so that Nigerians can be free from importing food items? These are the questions that Nigerians should ask. These are the questions that
Tijjani, let's hear from one of our callers. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, can you hear me? Hello. I will let that call. Please go ahead.
Well, Nigerians has every right. They have every right to ask questions in every policies regarding what the government is trying to do in terms of the economy. Nigerians have a right to ask questions so that things should go better. We cannot see it ideally. We voted this government promised us heaven that when we give our mandate to it, it will give us this and that. We have to ask questions to see that things are going right. We do not expect this government, when it comes to start blaming the past government. No, you told us that you can fix what is wrong in the past. So what we need is action. Not only action, positive actions that will be the yearning and aspiration of the Nigerians. We need, when this government is going, let it leave Nigeria better than it met it. Let our infrastructure be implemented in such a way that an average Nigerian can freely do his trade, can freely go from Lagos to Maiduguri in a safer environment.
Mr. Tijjani, let's hear from them. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, can you hear me? Good afternoon, this is the Polity on KAFTAN TV. Can you hear me, please? Alright, please, if you call in, do well to pay attention so you know when your call is taken, so you can make your contributions or ask your questions. Please go ahead.
Well, Nigerians, as I said earlier, they are free to ask questions, and it is mandated for every appointee of the government to come out boldly and inform Nigerians. These are the parameters we are working on. These are the policies in place. We need every policy that government implement to be in the favor of Nigerians. You are governing us. We accept that we gave you our mandate, so you should. It is not time. We cannot accept any excuses. We need from day one the government to start working in a positive direction so that the country should be better. This is our expectation, and this we cannot accept anything short of that. So as far the issue of blame game does not arise, we cannot accept it.
All right, in terms of holding government accountable, I don't know if you've been aware, in the last couple of days, the expenditures and the revenues and so on of some state governments, in addition to the supplementary budgets, have been making the rounds. Just this morning, we have an exclusive from one of the media houses about Edo Governor Obaseki spent 973 million naira on bank charges, over 760 million naira on meals, cooking gas in 3 months. This is from the budget in the second quarter 2023. We've been seeing a lot of this. We've seen for Lagos State government, there was initially about 2 billion naira said to be spent on rechargeable funds, but they corrected it. They changed the figures and said it was a mistake. It was actually 2 million naira. But we've seen huge figures flying left, right, and something I really want to point out is that for a lot of these governments, the revenue is always smaller than the government expenditure. I'm talking about just state house or the government house now. I'm not talking about what they use for projects and whatnot, but just the government itself takes more money than it makes. And so when you were talking about doing the right thing, they campaigned to and all of that, what do you think should be done in terms of these budgetary or the way government spends? That is the issue. The way government spends as though the economy is not in a quagmire, what should be done about that?
Well, if you look at what is happening in mostly all the 36 state governors, that we have, sadly, the state assemblies, they are not doing the right thing. They are not doing oversight function, checkmating the activities of the state executive council. Had it been they are doing the right thing, they will ensure that money spent on every kobo that is spent is accounted for. They have languished as a robust term state assemblies. They are not doing what is. I don't know whether they want Nigerians to rise up and start calling for the abolishment of the state government because they are not doing anything. Has it been they are doing the right thing? All this spending, you have seen the state governors, they are living lavishly. They are just doing whatever they like without anybody checkmating them, without anybody calling them for proper accountability.
But the federal government is also involved in the supplementary budgets we saw.
Then we should call, then Nigerians have every right to ask questions, to call the attention of the executive arm of government. Has the legislature doing their work optimally?
Well, that
is why the issue of cost of governance, you have to look at it critically. You have to look at the Nigerian House to ask questions and keep pressure to the judiciary and keep pressure to the legislature, so that we should think out of the box. We should do the right thing to reduce the expenditure of the government, so that at least the money that is being generated as a revenue benefit majority of Nigerians. You are crying that Nigerians averagely are not, things are going up, skyrocketed food price have gone on, while the state executive council, the presidency, the state governors, they are just doing anyhow. They are doing without looking at any precaution. No thanks to us that we are the one who voted them, but as we voted them, we should not just ideally sit. We should give pressurizing the state assembly to rise to their responsibility, pressurizing the national assembly to rise up to their responsibility. Whatever we have seen that is not going right, we should call the attention of the legislature to perform their function optimally, so that at least. But if you look at what they are doing, they are buying cars, instead of them to focus on legislature, to formulating laws that will benefit the average Nigerian, to focus on oversight function, so that at least whatever government expenditure is being accounted, so that they will do the right thing. But this problem keep persisting because nobody is calling them to order. They are not doing what is right because nobody is calling them to order. Nigerians, we are being slimming, and the opposition parties, they are not doing what is expected of them, so that they should keep on pressurizing the government in power to do the right thing. This is the major function of the opposition parties, to look at the excesses of the government, the ruling party, so that at least when it do the right thing, then Nigerians will keep clapping of them. We should give them our mandate again.
Interestingly, what I highlighted about government expenditure, one of that was brought up by the ADC governorship candidates in Lagos for the 2023 election. He was the one who brought it to the limelight. But then, speaking about opposition, there's something interesting that usually happens. A statement that the Yaga executive director, Mr. Samson Itodo, made the other day, an observation. There were talks about some of the recommendations of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for INEC Rex and so on, that they were affiliated with his party, that they had history with him, they had history with the Senate President. So his question was this, that why is it always that whenever these things happen, it is the CSOs, it is the citizens who are calling out, that in that very House of Assembly, we have SDP, we have PDP, we have Labour Party, and when people who are alleged to have affiliations with the majority party want to be appointed or vetted, it is allowed to happen even in the presence of these people. So what do you think is going on there? Do we still have a real opposition?
Well, if we have this kind of issue, like the issue of nomination to INEC, that a partisan somebody should not be appointed as INEC, like that appointment is subjected to confirmation of the opposition in the Senate. They have every single right to raise their voice in order to ensure that that screening is not being confirmed, so that that will not get to. I can cite example. There was a time when in the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, that one of his social media aide was appointed to as INEC commissioner. Her appointment was rejected in the Senate. That is the same pressure we expect this regime should keep on. Nigerians should rise up to their responsibility, inform the government wherever government is not doing the right thing, make pressure, inform the National Assembly, keep pressure group. Our civil society organization should wake up and do the right thing, so that we should keep pressurizing the legislator to do the right thing. We keep pressurizing the executive arm of government to do the right thing. We should not allow anything. But I am informing the government that if it decided to do otherwise, what is expected of Nigeria, if they are in an aspiration of Nigeria, they have only 3 years plus to do it. If it has not done the right thing, Nigerians have every right to vote this government out and bring. Though I'm not praying for that, we have campaigned for this government to come into power. We expect it to do the right thing. We don't expect the government that you brought with your sweat to power to see that it is deviating from the norms, from the values that it is expected to do, from what it's expected to do. We want this country to progress. While this country will not progress without accountability, without proper leadership. Would have good leadership. With good leadership, the country can progress. So we want the country. We do not pray for a failure of this government. We hope this government will do the right thing. We hope the government will keep doing what is expected of the Nigerians. Let them prioritize the welfare of Nigerians. Let whatever decision government will do should be in the best interest of Nigerians. I have a firm belief that the president is a patriotic someone, is patriotic person that has the country at heart. We hope that his appointees would also be patriotic in the sense that they should not allow their sentiment, they should not allow override public interest. Whatever decision government should make, should try as much as possible to be to the best interest of Nigerians. We need this country to progress. We need our country to proud. We need more investors to come. We have abundant natural resources. It is shameful and it is unfortunate that our country is still important for, despite the fact that we have the capacity, we have the manpower, we have technocrat that can steer the affairs of our panels. We need all our panels to be optimally functioning. Let us compare ourselves with Indians. They have so many things. They have their country at heart. Let our country also, let Nigerians, we are the one who are no any external forces. We are the one who are governing this country. We are the one who voted for them. Let everybody do the right thing. When everybody does the right thing, I think the country will prosper. I think the country will move on. We have deficit in infrastructure. Let's see what government is trying to do to see that. We have issue of in agriculture. Let's see how can we implement modern farming so that this country we can be able to feed ourselves. We can export. We have problem with issue of foreign exchange. Our naira is always devaluating. The issue of forex is becoming an issue. Had it been we are producing things here locally, we cannot disturb ourselves with issue of this forex issue.
But speaking about production, do you think the government is doing enough? Just over the weekend, the Minister of Trade and Investment, if I remember correctly, yes, she made a statement at the automotive event where she said that made in Nigeria products, they have to do properly, that they will not, that the government is a customer and that the government will not simply buy substandard products. I'm paraphrasing, just because it's made in Nigeria. But the issue here is that when regular Nigerians, the average Nigerian says things like that, it is said that they are demarketing the country, they are demarketing our image. But now that is a minister who is part of the economic team led by the vice president, who is saying on record or implying that products made here are substandard. And you begin to wonder, what does that do for the image?
I think what he is saying
and that and also, just to add, it was the same rhetoric that the lawmakers used when saying that they have to get these vehicles, luxury vehicles from abroad, because they made such allusions too. So what do you make of that, and what is it doing?
I think
we
have Standard Organization of Nigeria. They are the one who are expected to checkmate whatever is produced locally. Let it be of good quality. So the question is what government is doing to see that it has helped those. It has helped those industries in the country, that they give them enable environment. The issue of taxation, I had so many companies are crying of the issue of taxation, double taxation. Even though I know that government has put committees in place so that the issue of different taxation should be held, so that we enable environment, in the sense that what we are producing locally should be of the best standard, so that let me go back to the era of the government, the previous government that came. When it comes, it said that we should have banned importation of rice. We have been crying the local rice is not good, but now the issue has become something of the past. You see, our local rice is very good. Every day our local farmers are improving on the seedling, are improving in terms of quality of the rice that we are consuming here in the country. Now most of Nigerians, even though the price is going high, not what is expected, though it was normally the CBN that is giving forex to them at a cheaper price so that they import it locally. But what we are calling that, let the government try to assist our local industries in order to be optimal, in order to bring quality product, so that when our product are of qualitative, are of good standard, I think nobody will think of bringing anything outside.
But in terms of promoting these things, I think that is the issue here. Promoting Nigerian
products,
and also making things just simply easy for production in Nigeria, because there's a lot of talk and rhetoric that why don't we produce more, why don't we do this, and then when you speak to the average business person who is trying to produce or even run a business in Nigeria, is not so friendly. I'll give you an instance. Recently, about a month ago, there's a popular YouTuber, a foreigner, who came to Africa, the continent, and I believe one of the countries, and he basically got the installation of a number of boreholes, bringing water, potable water, to numerous communities across a particular country. And there was a lot of talk, going back and forth, and people were making allusions that if this particular YouTuber, who earns his money strictly from YouTube, just to clarify, that project was worth millions of naira, possibly heading into the billions in another currency. Who knows? But it was a massive project on a level of cross local governments. So people started saying that this probably won't work in Nigeria, because once that man comes into the country and says, I want to provide free water to this community, social community, the community themselves, they've seen it happen in the past. They're going to come, they're going to meet him, and they're going to say, how much are you giving us? That is the leaders.
You see,
so
this is
even in this particular case, after he was successful, there was a local official who took offense and said that he made him look bad.
I have seen something in so many instances.
So many stories.
Some
community governments or some parts of the government or our leaders, let me not say government, some of our leaders, are they actively sabotaging efforts to make the country grow in terms of supporting businesses and helping them in any way they can?
Yes, if you look at it, there are government, sometimes government appointees, sometimes some of our leaders, while sometimes problems do arise from the community. I have seen in so many instances that certain communities, when federal government try to start a project toward that, they have to put certain money for community relation. You understand? Some communities will not allow developmental project in their domain till compensation were paid to them, even though even though companies and government should prioritize community social responsibility. Whatever government is doing, like most of our social responsibilities are not up to the expectations of Nigerians. You see, we need a situation whereby there is good understanding between government and the community. Most of these leaders, we are the one who voted for them. So when we have a good synergy between government, the traditional leaders, every stakeholders on deck, I think there will be seemingly passing of developmental project. The issue of some government officials sabotaging the development of this country, it is the community that has to raise dust. It is the Nigerians that should, anybody who try to shortchange the system, questions should be raised, so that whoever appoint him should take action that will serve as a deterrent to others. We have problem on our judicial system. You will see someone stole billions of nairas. In some instances, money that can be able to transform life of thousands of Nigerians. You will see that person, whenever security agencies apprehend him, took him to court, you will see that within certain period of time, that person is being released on bail. I had one of the generals complaining that the government is killing their morale, in the sense that when they apprehend a criminal element, after some time you will see that those people that we have been apprehended, they are being released by our court. Then they start targeting their families, they start targeting those after they retired. This is unacceptable. This should not be. If we are serious in taking this country to where it's supposed to be, we should ensure that free hand is given. We should allow our judicial system to work optimally, so that whoever decided to change the system should be dealt with according to the law of the land. That will be only guarantee our country to be secured. If anybody see that you are in a certain position, you can change the system, you have been dealt with, you have been sanctioned the way it's supposed to be. If our judicial system is working optimally, it will serve a deterrent to others. They will not shortchange the system. So that is what we are always clamoring for. Let our National Assembly, if it is within our laws that have some lapses, let them change the laws, let them amend those laws. The Constitution is free for them, so that they should be, while the executive should give them maximum support, so that let it work optimally, so that our 3 tiers of government should work optimally, in the sense that this country will prosper. If our system is not working the way it's supposed to be, we should forget about development, and our unborn generation will not be proud of. Let us see that this generation leaves a better legacy, so that when our younger ones come in on board, they will see that certainly this set of people have done justice to the country. They have already put. There was a time while I was working with one of my friends, we were driving within the city center. I told him that in the next 50 years, only God knows what this country will look up. It is something that has been put in place. There is a foundation that was already built by some other people, and this is let every administration come. Let us build on the positive legacy of what their predecessor left. Let them see that what we left will have lived this country better than how we met it. Development takes time in pace so that this country can move on, so that we should be proud of. Let us harness our potential. Let us harness our natural resources, in the sense that this country should be destination for investors. This country should be a country that we will be proud of. All the issue of our money getting out in the issue of this policy, if our healthcare system is working optimally, our people will not be courage, will not summon courage of taking our money outside the country. If our educational system is working optimally, people will not be going out bringing foreign degrees. But if we look at it, what is happening, that whoever comes, we have seen the nominees of the president, they will be boosting that. My nomination, I study this here and there. They are proudly bringing something outside. Had our country working the way it's supposed to be, we should be proud of what we have. We should be proud of our own system. We should allow the system to work similarly. We should build our country. We should not expect anybody from outside to come and build our country. It is we Nigerians that will, from the leaders to the lead, so that our country should be better, so that at least the younger generation will be proud of what we have led. But I mark you, nobody, our younger generation will not be proud of if we leave this country in comatose. Our leaders should fear God. Our leaders should do the right thing. Our judiciary, our legislature should try and do the right thing. And let's straighten the system, in the sense that it should be working for everybody. Let average Nigerian, I am always speaking for the average Nigerian, always the lower class are my utmost concern, so that at least let there be enabling environment. Let the son of the poor have equal treatment, so that education should be free for everybody, so that our country will be in a better next tomorrow. Because if you allow that you should not train the children of the poor, don't you ever think that you will have a country that you can live peacefully. All the issue of insecurity that we have carried, it is because of the negligence of the past. Had this been these people were trained, we are given the right of education, they will not take arms. Anybody that goes to school will know what is right and what is wrong. They will not be. If they are enable, everybody will go on his legitimate business. I cannot say that you will not have crime, but let the crime indices be reduced to the lowest level, so that it should be of something that will not be concern to Nigeria, will not be something that will hinder our development. This is my own take.
All right. You made mention of something in terms of the courts doing justice to ensure that things don't repeat themselves. I'd just like to get your thoughts generally on the court judgments we've been seeing. We saw the PDP and other parties alleging that the APC is trying to ensure a one-party state with the judgments we've been seeing. For instance, in Kano State, we saw in Plateau State, we saw in Zamfara States. Even as we speak, the Plateau Assembly has sort of been reshuffled according to judgments in such a way that the APC already have the majority in the State Assembly, pending when possibly whether it happens either way, that the governor himself also gets removed. That is, if the courts say so. So the question is, do you think these parties are just crying foul play, or is just the judiciary doing their jobs as usual?
Well, you cannot stop the opposition from alleging that they are being silent. You know, our politicians, there are not anyone that are different. Everyone who see that something is not in his favor, you will see him crying wolf, that there is inducement, there is this and that. Why are they not talking about the issue of election in Bauchi State. Election petitions have affirmed the governor of Bauchi State, while the appeal court also affirmed his victory. While they are calling about on the issue of, it is here that we have seen some other governors is not trying to take it to one party system. I think they should allow the judiciary to do, but while what we are calling on the judiciary, let the judiciary always do the right thing. We have seen some instances in this country. There are a certain person that has not even participated in the primary, while later on the judiciary said that he is the one who won the primary. We have seen it in this country, while they are take himself to what nomination point to be president, while he has not participated in the primary, while the judiciary has said that. That is why I said we have loopholes in our system. We have in the judicial process. Any loophole that we have seen, I am been calling an advocate of calling the National Assembly to see that it has done the right thing in amending some of the laws that we have, and our judiciary should give free hand to work. If something bad is happening to you, if you are celebrating that today it is my party that won because of certain people in the judiciary, tomorrow it will not be you. We have seen this. Some people were in the opposition before and now they are in power. So I am always calling on, let justice be served to everybody. Let there not be selective justice in our judicial system. Whoever is in the right, the judiciary should be free from inducement. The judiciary should be free from any imposed law. The judiciary should be free to allow the judiciary to perform its function optimally, so that no external factors should be. But I am not saying that there are external factors in this. We are looking at, we are following the judiciary pronouncement average in hand in hand. We are looking at what is going on in the judiciary in the off-season election, the elections that happened in the 2023. We have seen where the ruling party has lost in certain place, while we are sitting in a certain state, while we have seen where the ruling party lost, while we have seen where the opposition victory has been affirmed. So to be alleging that the judiciary is being compromised, I think they are not doing justice to the judiciary. But what I am calling on, let the judiciary do it function optimally. They should not listen to anybody. Whatever they should do, they should let it be for the best interest of the country. This is the only way our nascent democracy can prosper.
Well, the MJC has said that they will not be moved by external comments, which means they should be focusing on their duties. But away from that, very quickly, I want to get your thoughts on the off-season elections. Kogi, Bayelsa, Imo, did they all turn out as you expected?
Well, if you look at it, if you look at the number of registered votes and the number of votes that were casted, you will see that always Nigerians are shunning away from participating in the election. I am always calling on Nigerians, they should not relent. They should not be shunning the issue of election. These are the people that it is your right to vote. It is your right to elect those that will govern you. So I have seen the outcome of the elections in Kogi, Bayelsa and Imo State, while the ruling party got 2 governors, while the opposition party in Bayelsa State won the election, even though there are point of contention. Some people said that they do not agree with. Though this is telling me that still the Nigerians are having hope in APC. We have seen the policies of the government that are not in favor of the Nigerian populace, while still giving their mandate to APC. Since if you look at it in this direction, APC have the majority, then I am calling up this vote of confidence that Nigeria is giving it by electing its governors in still the ruling party. Let them do the right thing. Let Nigerians keep giving them hope. Let them do the right thing. Whatever, they should focus on the development of this country. They should ensure that these people that give them their vote, they have expectation. They should try as much as possible to meet the expectation of the Nigerians. The turnout is relatively not as expected. So I am calling on Nigerians to also put interest in what is going on to ensure that these people that will govern them, they are the one of impeccable character. They are the people that have integrity. They can be there to them. If you said you will not participate in this electoral process, you will keep being governed by your superior. You will keep your inferior. You will keep being governed by not people that will look at it, because you do not participate in the election. You do not do the pancakes. You do not do the right thing. You do not cast your vote. So you will be saying that you cannot run away from the policies that would affect your life. So Nigerians should wake up and try to participate in this politics. They should try to at least ensure that they have voted for, and ensure that they have voted for that, irrespective of their party. Let us move away from party politics. Let us see whoever is in a good position, whoever is good, wherever party he is, let us vote for those people so that they can move this country forward. That is by only so doing that this country can prosper, by electing the right people and at the right time. So that if you know that you cannot come and seek election, if you know that you cannot give something back, and once you are there, you will seek the election. If the people are not satisfied with what you did to them, they can vote you out so that they will give the right thing. I think by continuing doing it, our national democracy will move on, so that these countries that we have seen, we have copied from them, the Americans and other countries that have developed. It is not one day. It has been time without number. They keep trial by trial, so that at least we are running to them that their education is in good shape, their healthcare system. No, it is not one day. They have been nurturing it for a long time. So let us keep faith in our own democracy system. Let us keep faith in our own country. Let us all hands should be on deck to see that how can we move this country forward. This is what I think the best thing that Nigerians should start thinking toward. And let us be calling these leaders to order in whatever they decided to set the system. Let us pressurize them to do the right thing. And whoever decide not to listen to our aspiration, our expectation, let us give that person vote of no confidence, and let the judiciary work optimally so that at this country should be straightened. This country is the only country we have. This is the only country we should keep our faith. This is the only country we will live for our own generation to be proud of.
That's fair enough. So let's just end the program on this with our trending focus there, which you see on your screen now. The Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Mr. Bosun Tijjani, you know, he made a tweet which should appear on the screen very shortly, where he called for Nigerians to give their ideas on telemedicine and if it could work in Nigeria. Not this particular tweet, this is one of the responses. Let's check for the main tweet itself. Basically, he was calling on Nigerians to sort of give their opinions and speak about telemedicine, which is Nigerians abroad in the diaspora, if they would be open to that, wherein they use some means or technology to connect those abroad to Nigeria here due to the whole jackpot syndrome. So let's take a look at some of the reactions that people had to that tweet. He ended up deleting it because there were quite a lot of reactions, that criticisms. There were positives, there were negatives, and all sorts. But I'd like to get your thoughts as to what you think about
the issue of
ministers and people in power being able to just share a thought on Twitter.
They are of opinion. They are Nigerians. I think they are free to share their opinion in every issue that has to do that affect the Nigerian people. I think the issue of, you see, Nigerians are very brilliant people. You will see all over the world when you go, you will see in every country, you will see Nigerians that excel. So this our people that are going outside the country, they are giving back something. They have their family. If you look at the remittance of the Nigerians abroad is overwhelming. It's highly encouraging. So since we are good in producing good doctors, good engineers that can go and prosper outside the country, let us straighten our system. Let us keep producing enough so that they will go out and share their technology with us.
Let's quickly read out the tweet there.
Okay.
For our medical professionals in diaspora, would you be open to contributing your... Well, I think that's left already. Can you take it back, please? For our medical professionals in diaspora, would you be open to contributing your time and expertise on a tech platform for Nigerians here at home? What weekly time commitment would you be able to offer for such an initiative, and on what term? #Nigerian Excellence. Let's take a look at some of the replies.
All right.
No. After this person says, you are talking about AI in medicine in a country where steady light is still a dream and illusion. Just like a man who has not fed himself or boasting of feeding his community. We'll watch how this telemedicine will turn into Nigerian air. Let's see another one just before you respond. After telemedicine, you ask the person to go and buy augmentin for 40K. You guys like starts or building houses from the roof, and then you come and speak with authority with your half knowledge. Well, it's safe to say the minister
Nigerians are intelligent.
Now, what do you think about that idea about fixing basic things before we can talk about technology? Do you think we do need to completely address all the basic necessities, or can they work?
I think they can work concurrently. They can work hand in hand. While if you look at the action, one person is claiming that we don't have enough light in the country. So he has told the minister that we don't have electricity in the country. So if I am the minister, what should I do? Try to see that, okay, you have stated a problem that we have in the country. So whoever in the country that has something to offer, let him come on board, so that the country should share his expertise into see that how can we have light in the country? How can our light work so that at least the technology that he is talking about can work concurrently? What is the problem do we have in the power sector that we will see? How can Nigerians benefit from it? How can it work in the system so that Nigerians can win? Nigerians have right to air their opinion, and he is also a Nigerian. He can hear his opinion on certain issues. So this gives him that an insight that yes, there is problem in power. He has always solicited access to the Minister of Power, so he can meet the Minister of Power. You see, Nigerians are talking that we don't have electricity that can concurrently work with the technology. Okay, at your own power, as a Minister of Power, at your own discretion, what can you do to see that you improve the power system in our country? Let everybody that come. You see, this is how to share ideas, so that at least we can prosper as a country. You understand?
Thank you so much. Yes, I believe that was one of the advice, which is why I think he deleted. He should really have spoken.
He should have responding. He should have spoken to the Minister of Health before making that. Yes, before making. No,
it costs a lot of
collaboration,
a lot of stakeholders to begin actions.
I like it in the sense that the Minister of Communication, he is often that he can air his views regarding certain issues.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tajudeen. It's been a pleasure having you. That's all we take on the program for today. Don't forget the Polity reaches you live from Abuja every weekday, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Do join us tomorrow once again for another edition. Have a nice day. I'm Ahmad. Bye for now.